Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone. Welcome to your number one source for Native American television news, Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman, back in the Mvskoke Media Studios here, our home, away from home, for this week's episode of Native News Today. And we're so excited to have you with us as we've got some great things to talk about, some great things to share with you. Right off the bat, I'll just remind you, follow us on MvskokeMedia.com for all of the latest news to keep up with what's going on at Mvskoke Creek Nation. Got a lot of good content up there now, so please make sure and give us a look there on the World Wide Web. As I said, got lots of things to get to today. Got a big event coming up in Altmalgi this weekend. Our brothers and sisters of the Yuchi Heritage are having the Euchee Fest here at the Mvskoke Dome. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. Also, a big event last week, the Pink Party. We'll have the scenes from that for you here today on the show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's more than just an associate degree. It's a life-changing experience.
You'll see a lot of cultural features here on the campus. You'll see a symbol of the mound, which goes back to the history of Mvskoke people as being in that Mississippian time period, that mound building society. That really welcomes our students whenever they first get here.
The college in itself is beyond the building, is the people.
They're passionate, very passionate about what they teach, and it shows whenever they're teaching.
The instructors and the administration, they really believe in their students here.
After a couple classes, I began to notice that it kind of felt as if I were returning back to something that has been lost for like a long time. As I learned more about the history of my people, to discover that there were very many great people that did a lot of good things for their people, for their nations, and that those people were American Indian and Native American, it kind of brings out a sense of pride that was not really there before.
There is a future for our people.
Looking for your next 18-hole adventure? Then take a look at Fountainhead Creek Golf Club. Nestled in the beautiful confines of Lake Eufaula State Park, large sloping greens and well-placed bunkers characterize the Mvskoke Creek Nation's Floyd Farley designed course and offers a fine test of skill for any golfer. Stay up on all the latest gear and equipment with a visit to our pro shop. Have lunch at the Turn at the Clubhouse Grill. We're waiting to accommodate you at Fountainhead Creek. Give us a call at 918-689-3209 or visit fountainheadgolf.com to book your next round. Fountainhead Creek Golf Club, close to home, far from ordinary.
We believe if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. We believe that transitioning convicted citizens back into our communities enhances public safety. We believe that every citizen, even ex-prisoners, are important and are capable of change. We believe in reclaiming our citizens and investing them back into a culture that embraces healing and restoration.
We believe
in reintegration.
For Creek, it's for the indigenous people in our area.
Get your heart rate going, your blood flowing, and break a little sweat.
Everybody ready? All right, here we go.
Creek Fit is a exercise program that was implemented for the tribe. It was beginning just to spark interest and to retain the group. We was shooting for a small group in the beginning. Now we've grown into a monster.
It provided me an open door to get back into shape and to start taking my health serious. The past 3 years, I was out of commission, didn't work out, so a lot of medical surgeries and stuff. So when Creek Fit came about, it was a perfect opportunity to get me back into the gym. The things we do, I mean, you just won't regularly do that if you go to the gym. It pushes you to go harder, to do more.
Most of it is bodyweight exercises. You know, we've added med balls for the weight component to add a little bit more variation to what we do here. Most of all, we just maintain motivation. You know, it's a very community-oriented program.
I was really proud. When I dropped 10 pounds, lost about 5 inches off my waist.
People have lost weight, lost inches, improved lives. There's been several testimonies saying like they've reversed their type 2 diabetes, which is a huge goal of mine. People who are blood sugars come down, people are off their medicines. People come in on the weekly that come in, they're new, they want to try the class out, they don't like it, they love it. If you don't like one class, you'll love the other. If you don't like that class, come to the next one. I promise you'll have a great experience.
It's just so rewarding, and overall it makes you feel better as a person. You're more confident.
The cool thing to see is people are believing in themselves. You know, they've established some inner confidence. You know, that's kind of what goes hand in hand with exercise, and glad to be a part of it.
Things that I wanted to see as a kid that I didn't see, that's definitely what I make now.
Popular culture things with a native slant to it, I guess. I kind of believe that if you tell someone they're good at something, they'll believe it and they'll start thinking they're good and start doing it better. So I think that's what happened with me with art. So I guess it's a two-layered thing. I still want to make things that I think are cool, but I also hope to make things that make people think. I thought, why are you trying to make a film? You didn't go to film school. It doesn't look like a movie. Because I make things from an indigenous standpoint. I just hope that people understand where my heart is when I made it. I truly try to make this for the people. If you have a dream, you can do it.
And welcome back to the program. And as I said in the opener, we have a big event this weekend here in Okmulgee, and I believe it's for the first time, especially for the first time here at the Mvskoke Dome, right here across from the complex. If you've been to an event at the Mvskoke Dome, it's a great gathering place, and it's a wonderful spot for the Yuchi Festival. And Yuchi Fest 2016 is something that's been going on now for 20 years. It's the Yuchi people heritage, talking about their culture, their traditions, very, very similar. In fact, basically in a family of Creek people, much like our tribal towns, things like that. The Yuchi people that are based just north of here out of Okmulgee, and just north of Okmulgee, I mean. But we asked Felix Brown, the chairman of Yuchi Fest, to come in, visit with us in studio to tell us all about the big event coming up this weekend, and he did that. We're so glad to be able to show it to you now. And pleased to be joined in studio now with respected cultural preservationist, Mr. Felix Brown. Felix, thanks so much for stopping with us today.
Yeah, go on say, Jason. Singale.
Well, Felix, today we're talking about Yuchi Fest. I know you're very excited, as well as a lot of people around, but first off, for our audience that may not know, and a lot of them may not know, we get all kinds of people that watch our program, but just talk a little bit about the relationship that exists between the Yuchi people and the Creek people.
Well, Yuchi people, our Yuchi tribe here, we're part of the Creek Nation under what they always tell me is a Creek Nation umbrella. You know, we're part of it, just like the other tribes that are with us, like the Kalegi and Alabama Cosada, Toptoko, and Euchees are part of that group that's with the Mvskoke Nation. We're different. We have our own language. Some of our traditions are different, but we still carry on our traditions that we had brought with the Mvskoke Creeks and the Euchees when we come over here from the southeast. So we're trying to keep that going. We have 3 active ceremonial grounds the Euchees have. The first one would be our what we call a polecat Kellerville ceremonial ground, and Duck Creek ceremonial ground, which I am the Henny Hall from Duck Creek. And then we have an Iron Post. It's in Bristow area. So, but you know, it's a family. That's all it is, you know, family. But the Yuchi language is different from Mvskoke Creek and others.
No, there's a lot of things. You and I talked just before we came on camera here. There's a lot of efforts to preserve that Yuchi language, and there's a lot of young Yuchis that are meeting weekly and learning the language and getting involved in it. And there's even a Yuchi house there in Sapulpa. So there's a lot of things I'm sure that you're proud of as far as the preservation.
Yes, our Yuchi language, and you know, like I said, we're teaching our young ones the language, and they're learning that real good, you know. And we have two Yuchi programs. One is in Kellerville, that's under Lester Rivas over there, and then the one in Sapulpa under Richard Grounds. So you know, but they work together also. You know, that's and they said, you know, it was kind of spreading out, but you know, you got the young ones that do the language. We had Richard had taken a few to Washington D.C. A week or so, and they got to go to see Washington.
Right, I saw that on Facebook. I saw all the smiling faces there. It looked like they were having a great time, and it's so wonderful to see any kind of preservation, but especially when it's so close to home. Like you said, we're all a family here. But we're talking about Yuchi Fest, and you know, really not had been going on too long, but I know you all are excited to keep it going every year. Lots of activities out there. Talk about Yuchi Fest coming up.
Okay, Yuchi Fest. This is our 20th Yuchi Fest.
Okay,
yeah, 20th, and we started it a few years back. There's a place in Kellerville used to be called Silver Dollar Ballroom, and the tribe had bought that, and then we started there first, and then we try to find different venues for to hold it, because you know, it would get more and more people come to it. And we had it at Creek County Fairgrounds, and then Glenpool. I always enjoyed that our program at Glenpool, because is kind of center location for people from the north and from the south to come to Glenpool. But it's been going on 20 years. We try to have something for the young ones and our elders, and bring in, like I said, the Yuchi children. They have a Yuchi play that they do on a Friday night. Let me start over. On a Friday night, we usually have a traditional meal, a supper, and you'll have to pay for that also. But then after that, we have our Yuchi play, which, like I said, both Yuchi groups come in and they do a program for us. Then we have a bingo after that on a Friday night events. And on Saturday, we try to bring vendors in, and we don't have too many events for outside, or have a horseshoe tournament, weather's permitting, you know, to have it. And then vendors, like I said, vendors come in. Then we have demonstrations. We have a loom weaving demonstration, stickball demonstration, can making, and dressmaking. And this year we'll have the bow making with John Brown. But that's some of the events. And Mike Postopa, he's a well-known fancy dancer. He'll come in and dance for us that afternoon. Come in and do that.
Would that be on Saturday?
That'd be on Saturday also.
So most of it actually happens during Saturday? Yeah, okay. Well, this year I think you guys are going to be over at the Mvskoke Dome. Is that right?
Yes, we're at the Dome this year. It's going to be it's a nice venue for us there. You know, we got it's a pretty modern area because everything is there for us already. All we got to do is just have people come in and set up for us. And because used to we had to work a day ahead or two to try to get things lined out and taken care of. Like I said, weather permitting, you didn't know how your horseshoes were going to work outside. But like I said, it's a good venue over there. And we plan on, if we can have it again, we might do it again, you know, because it's...
I was going to say, it's great. One of the things that's nice about having that venue is that we can have these type of gatherings, and we see lots of things happening during even the Creek Festival where it becomes sort of a centerpiece, and hopefully that's what it can be, a gathering place here, and it seems so with activities such as the Yuchi Fest, as you said. But all of that going on Saturday, and really, Felix, too, this is something that you all want to share with folks. It's not closed off. You'd like a lot of people to come out, no matter their background, whether they're native or not, to see what the Yuchi people are about, learn, and it's an educational tool, really.
Yes, we have done quite a few exhibits we've done one for Gilcrease Museum up there. You know, they kind of honored us, the Yuchi's people up there, and then like I said, when we do this program, we kind of did it after the Creek Nation, because they were having their Creek Nation Festival. Then we wanted to have a Yuchi Festival, so you know, to show the kind of difference. I mean, they knew the difference, but you had to show them, you know.
And it's a good time to do it too. I mean, you know, people talk about the Creek Festival, and like you said, you kind of model it after that. You want to have some kind of festival atmosphere, but at Creek Festival, it's so dang hot all the time. Now you all are in the fall. It's turning a little bit. It'll be nice just to be out and about, and I'm sure that's another reason you like to have it in the fall.
Yes, yeah. Well, that and well, like I said, we're ceremonial people, so we kind of wait till all our ceremonial dances are finished up, and then we can carry on with, you know, get our festival in after that. And that's one of the things that we look at. You know, we try not to work through the ceremonial seasons.
Yeah, and just as you said, just wrapping up with ceremonial season, and for people out there that may not know, talk about too when that happens for you all. I mean, it's in relation to Creek Nation as well, because I know a lot of people that go to different ceremonial grounds will visit and come to Duck Creek as well, and maybe Duck Creek ceremonial members will go to you know, other ones, and it is a lot of people are going to the different ones and sharing with each other. But talk about how long your season runs there, and the green corn and everything for those out there that don't know.
Well, whenever we always start, just like anything else, you start after your festival to try to plan for the next year coming up, and you try to get a date close to when it might happen. So, like I said, November is usually the best time to do it, and whenever we do this, we try to get our flyers out. Probably about May or so, and you know, that way you get the information out about the festival, and not only flyers that go to different communities, you know, and different. I went to the radio station here, and I try to get out the word for the festival. But like I said, it starts from when we end this one to see what our next date might be, and then, but we try not to conflict with the ceremonials. We're still planned, but we still not try to be a conflict with the ceremonials, because like I said, we're married into their ground also. We got our people are married into different ceremonial grounds. So,
and we're just tickled to death to be just another outlet for you all to get your information out and tell the people, and that's what we're doing here today. So we are happy to get it out there, and like I said, going on all day today. Of course, we air here on Saturday, but all kinds of time to get out to the Dome today and find out what the Yuchi are all about. And Felix Brown here will be glad to let anyone know. I'll speak for you and say that anyone that wants to know about the culture, about the people, you'd be thrilled to share it with them.
Yes, I'm there, and then like I said, we have others there also, and
you'll probably have a hat on though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't say anything about our Yuchi elders. Our Yuchi elders are there are few Yuchi elders that speak the fluent language, so that's what they're leaving us, but we always try to recognize them, have them be there for us, because I grew up, Mvskoke, he was an apprentice of mine, and I was an apprentice of his anyway, and he taught me quite a bit.
Well, we do want to honor them, we want to respect them, and always mention our Yuchi elders, our Mvskoke elders, any chance we get, because just going and listening to them speak Yuchi, even if you don't even understand it, you get that sense of history. It's almost like reading a book and getting to look into the past. And while they're here, we need to hold on to them as long as we can and soak up as much knowledge, culture, and understanding while they are here. So we appreciate you mentioning that. And Felix, is there anything before we let you go that you'd like to remind us about?
Just come on out and enjoy the time with us. Have a good fellowship, and like I said, it's a reunion. Not only Yuchi people, with friends and relatives and stuff, come out and enjoy the day with us, activities, and have a good fellowship.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming in, Felix, and for your time today here with us on Native News Today. And I will say maro to you, and you can come on back with some Yuchi for me.
Sanle keatsta.
All right.
Sanle.
Okay, and thanks once again to Mr. Felix Brown there, certainly a respected cultural preservationist and somebody that does a wonderful job in getting the information out, and want to thank him on a little bit of short notice for coming in, joining us in studio. We definitely wanted to get out a lot of information on what they're putting on this weekend. So hopefully everybody is in the area and can go out and check it out. Yuchi Fest going on right now all throughout the rest of the day. So get on out to the Mvskoke Dome in Altmalgi. Speaking of the Mvskoke Dome in Altmalgi, held a big event just last week, put on by the Mvskoke Creek Nation Department of Health. Coming up on around 10 years now, I think they've been doing it, the Pink Party, and that is to bring awareness, to celebrate survival of the awful disease of breast cancer. And day at a time, we're going to defeat this. These are the sights and sounds from one of our biggest events of the year at Creek Nation, the Pink Party. as you can see there, everybody just having a great time, thinking pink. It was pink everywhere you looked. And so we are so thankful for the special guests there this year. It was Minnie Proctor and Miss Leanne Taylor were the two special guests. And Minnie actually, a survivor herself, wonderful speech that she gave on not only the survival of breast cancer, but the survival of the Creek people and the culture that we have and its relevance, its abundance that you see all around us on a daily basis in 2016. So it's a great thing to be able to show that, share that day with all of you folks at home, and we hope that you really enjoy that. And if you ever get a chance, it's always this time of year, so come to the Pink Party. It's something you really have to see. There's tears shed. There's lots of stories of strength. There's lots of stories of survival, as we said. And really, if you're somebody out there battling breast cancer, it's a great thing for you to be able to come and know that you're not alone, and people that can tell you how their road was as well, and it helps people to hear those sort of things. So thanks to the Department of Health and everybody that put it together this year. Great, great event. We were so happy to be a part of it. Well, as I said earlier, go and find us on MvskokeMedia.com. Go check out all of our social media sites as well as our online channel on YouTube. Mvskoke Media presents Native News Today. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great one.